Hey people, entered here, 3v3, Calderis, Refinery. Blue team, Adinosaurusrex is a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Alongside, Paranoid Kamikaze's Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And the Dragium rounds off the team as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, rocking the Night Lord's elite scheme. Red team, Rotch with a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. Blood Ravens here, and two Warbosses to round off the teams. This is Mr. Crewfinity, it's Mr. now, and Gomer Pyle. These guys walk through objects, fighting melee combat, and have awesome offense, disruption and support from the front lines with the same color scheme, I think, so that's going to be confusing. Warboss versus Lictor Alpha on this west side, gets a decent stomp, sluggers piling in. Shooter Boy is out of position slightly here, now goes after the Termagants. Hormagaunts are got with a sink kill at the end with the chain axe, pretty cool. Sluggers get away. Now the Lictors on the Shooter Boys though, and might get them both off the field. They have noded the power. Meanwhile, Crewfinity is fighting an Apothecary and some Tactical Marines. Gets a stomp and then a special. And here's some Daka for the Apothecary to deal with. He heals himself. Rotch, meanwhile, on the east side against the Sorcerer. Getting some chainsword smacks, a decent Doom Bolts, then the Sorcerer gets in there. CSN drop a model. Can they get a model off the tax though? CSN must flee. Maybe they can. No, they're out of there. They are out of there. Warrior Brood on the way for Adinosaurusrex. Does not replace the Hormagaunts, at least not yet. Double CSM for Dragium. Double shooters of both the Orks. And Scouts are capping mid. On balance, I think for me, Calderis Refinery is the best 3v3 map. Doesn't seem to be the most popular these days. Maybe it's just overplayed. But I think it's pretty awesome. If you notice the points on the minimap there, they are basically all equidistant from each other, which gives an awesome spread to the engagements on the map. It does turn into a meat grinder at the end, but it doesn't have to. You do have space to go around. And the fact that it does turn into some awesome meat grinders is pretty good, I think. Nothing wrong with that on a 3v3 map. 472 to 491 on the VPs, Lictor Alpha being sneaky. Shooter Boys have their knob leader though to spot him. Probably going to want to get it on both of those Shooter Boys squads though. Apothecary comes to help out the Tyranids, which is a lot of heresy. And Warboss runs. Lictor Alpha also backs off and then runs. Here comes the other Warboss. Some suppression from the Barbed Strangler Warrior Brood. Awesome weapon. 472, 481. What's going on mid though? It's CSM versus shooters. Double CSM actually. They can now cap the midpoint. So we might see the VPs even up. Devastators on the field for Paranoid Kamikaze. Advanced targeting in already. Gives them vengeance rounds, giving them massive damage boosts. But they can't suppress anymore. And a Ravener Brood for Adinosaurusrex. So they're going for a ranged loadout here. Unless those Raveners become melee Raveners, I guess. Boss pole. Someone's got a boss pole. It's Crewfinity with a boss pole. And now Bang Bang Hammer to smack some sense into his boys and make them fight harder on hit. What about you? Gomer Pyle also with a boss pole. I'm pretty sure they don't... Do they stack? I know that the suppression resistance from boss poles used to stack. Because in retail, people would run 3 Warbosses and get 3 boss poles and then just run into people's bases and do some work. But I think that was fixed, maybe. It might be stacking. We'll try and work it out once we see the Warbosses split up here. 1062 on the shooters. And look at that. Now 1239 on the shooters. It is stacking. Is that intended? That's awesome. Double boss poles for the win. Unfortunate for Tyranids that you can't stack their synapses, I guess, but this is like a specialized war gear item. Double boss poles is great, it turns out. I wonder if the buffs from the Bang Bang Hammer stack. I mean, they must, because they stack from the same Bang Bang Hammer, but is there a limit to how much they stack? Is my question. It might, like, stop at 20% or something. 440 to 459. Doom bolts from way downtown. Sluggers have dodged it. Warboss is going to die on retreat. Might be slightly tricky to get him back from there. They wrapped all the way around to try and get a power bash on the other side. And we call that overextending. Crewfinity gets away okay. Well, aside from the Warboss. And now we have an assault squad for Space Marine on Space Marine action. Force Commander runs away, getting the boss pole buffs from the Warboss, which is fun. Moon bolts. They were kind of spread out there, the shooters, which helped them there. And blue team get back on the mid. It's a close tier 1. Players starting to get into their tier 2s and thinking about what they want. Dragium's already there. Did not get another unit up in tier 1. But did have... Oh no, he didn't have Eternal War. Did have an aspiring champion, but no war gear, no Eternal War. Just cancelled some Plague Marines there. Nurgle will be sad. 420 to 457. Picking off on the west side. Looks like I missed some action, which never happens usually. Bashing some power here. Is it worth just going straight through to this? It might be. I mean, it is nice to hold contested points. I'm not sure why the Lictor Alpha ran away here. It doesn't like how much hit points they have right now, but I do have Apothecary support to maybe heal them and stuff. Mid coming, says Mike. Going for a flank here. Meanwhile, Heretics Doom blasting and running. It's a good Doom blast though. They were right up in amongst those shooters and sluggers. Needs to be careful. Does Dragium, doesn't want to get caught between two players. Looks like they've made it out okay. Oh, that was the Chains of Torment there. Use your choppers on the sluggers with their Nob Leader. Don't have their burners yet though. Meanwhile, Ravener Brood getting some retreat melee in. A lot of pressure from blue team, but I don't think they got onto the power there. Assault squad jump. Have their sergeant. There's the Merciless Strike. A really good Merciless Strike. Holy crap. That was awesome. Wiped out some Termagants in there. Did a bunch of damage to other stuff too. Now they're tying up tacks and they're getting buffed by the Warboss. Boss Pole and Bang Bang Hammer are buffing those guys. The Force Commander should get a Sacred Standard here. Maybe even the Chain Sword and Storm Shield as well for just maximum area of effect buffs. 420 to 390 on the VPs. Red team have a good composition for a big team fight, I think. Lariman's Blessing to revive the Apothecary. Lictor Alpha back at base, healing up. Whirlwind on the way for Mike. And a Dreadnought on the way for Paranoid Kamikaze. Red team wasting no time, getting straight back into blue team's face on their natural VP. Taking out their drop pod, going after their power. Oh, they didn't finish off the drop pod there. Was that just a reinforcement drop pod? I guess, I don't think Paranoid lost their tactical marines anyway. Jumping in on the Storm Boys with Nob Leader stunning on landing. They have Ard Boys up from the Warboss as well. Can they defend their power? They got Devastator. Void Boys in though for Crewfinity. And Storm Boys looking for a jump angle, it looks like. There we go. There's a stun on landing. Ard Boys is still up. There's Use Your Choppers. Use Your Choppers a little bit late. Not sure if it would have made a difference though. And now they're trying to hit stuff on retreat. But they're not great here. They do that little auto tumble rocket pack move kind of thing. And then they have like a recovery time afterwards to get back up. Use your choppers also on some sluggers here. They have their burners. What about Gomer Pyle? Gomer Pyle does not have burners, or a Nob Leader actually, on their sluggers. 391 to 360. Still very even on the VPs. Mid is red. Blue team pushing the other side, you know. Whirlwind trying to get some disruption going. Force Command has gone for a Thunder Hammer here. And those are Dragium's Bloodletters, of course. Teleporting away, I think. To safety. No. Teleporting after the Whirlwind. Getting some rear armor there. Look at the damage. Sorcerer also helping out with the Sword of Flame, but the Whirlwind's alright. Force Command needs to be careful. Gets a decap, but was being shot up by not Markov Zinch. Eternal War, Chaos Space Marines. Where were the other fellas? Oh, they do have Markov Zinch already. Back to the west. Dreadnought stomping around. What is your plan for this Dreadnought, fellas? Go tier 3, it seems to be, for Crewfinity. Maybe they're looking for a tank. Or, of course, Nob Squads are always a great option against any type of vehicle. Triple cap for blue now. Well played, Dragium. Whirlwind still in play. Force Commander is down over here. Warboss comes to revive. Don't think it's going to level them. Cyborg implants are in. The boss pole and Bang Bang Hammer, of course. West side kicking off. Don't have a moment to take a breather. Dreadnought doing some good work. I wonder if Gomer Pyle will get some tank busters up. Need 300 rec, 15 power for them. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it was queued up. Lictor Alpha now with the deadly jump and scything talons for some power melee and a knockback from the side. Knockback and suppress even. Good tool to have against nobs actually. Wait for their frenzy to wear off, then just run in and use the scythe if you can. And it is a Nob Squad on the way for Crewfinity. Storm Boys jumping in from out of town. Bad fight for Warrior Brood. They are going to wipe. Another Warrior Brood there though. Oh, those are Venom Brood. Those were Venom Brood in there, I think. Probably a call-in from the Lictor Alpha or something. I'd know these things if I was paying attention. I'm just having fun watching everything fight right now. Storm Boys with user choppers. I feel like they could have used user choppers a bit better the couple of times I've seen it used on them. What is this? More pressure the other side. Bloodletters off somewhere. Are they going after the Whirlwind again? And there's Chains of Torment to stop the Force Commander and Assault Squad in their tracks. See the central mass here? You need to destroy that to break the chains, or you can just retreat out of it. You can retreat out of it. You can shoot down that central mass even when you are chained with your sidearms or something, but the Force Commander doesn't have one when he's got a Thunder Hammer. There's that Nob Squad. Elite tier 3 melee infantry. Incredibly powerful when fully upgraded. They have no upgrades at the moment though. Still a force to be reckoned with, especially with Warboss support. Well played, Dragium, keeping the pressure up this side. Adinosaurusrex down to 2 units, but they are in tier 3, so they could start pumping out monstrous creatures. Need some more power though. They have 2 fully genned. Bit beat up though. Red team converge on the mid. Nob Squad on capping duty. Whirlwind needs some repairs. Mike doesn't seem interested in repairing it. They do have scouts. Maybe some sluggers will go and repair it at some point or something. Big pressure from Kamikaze. They're going to get a big flank though. Oh, but there's a bunch of stuff here. They can see it off, including a Dreadnought. And they haven't done a lot to deal with this Dreadnought yet. Nob Squad now have a Nob Leader and the Meaner and Greener upgrade. And here they come. Barb Strangler getting some good shots. Big stomp from the Warboss. Oh, nicely timed side there from the Lictor Alpha on those knobs, but the knobs will keep going. Use your choppers on the Storm Boys. Hard Boys on Storm Boys. Going after the Dreadnought here. Use your choppers also on the Knob squad. Dreadnought deals with the Storm Boys. Knob squad still here. Use your choppers gives them, I believe it's a 35% damage increase and tons of melee skill, so they don't get knocked over by special attacks basically. Big fight. Terminators in play for Mike. Did not get assault terminators though. Knob squad still going. I love that the knob leader, even when he's got a huge hammer, puts a huge chopper on his back just in case. Warboss getting some capping done. Levels up to 4. That's Gomer Pyle. And we do have a Carnifex for Adinosaurusrex. I think they should go Thornback. Or they might want to go Stranglethorn to help. Yeah, they got Stranglethorn to help control the knobs. I like the Thornback just like crushing in there and getting in their face kind of thing. But this could be awesome too. Grabbing a Brood level 2. Taking their VP back. And I can take a breather. Maybe even some water. They did get the whirlwind down. Big water gulp. Bunch together, says Crewfinity. Attack the aura. Oh, stack the auras. Yep, they got Sacred Standard in now. They know what they're doing. Been a while since I've seen boss poles stacked up. Pretty awesome though. Where's the other Warboss? I want to see them stacked, damn it. Oh, he's over it. Imagine how insane the knobs are going to get if they get a Pain Boy surgery and stuff and get to level 4. Are we going to see 8,000 health knob squad or something? 282 to 254. Massive fight. And as predicted, they get straight onto that Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifex. Look at the damage it's taken already. And there's a Melter and down it goes. I mean, I don't know if it would have survived any longer. If it was a Thornback, it would have taken less damage from the melee, but still would have been rough. We've got some Lightning Claw Terminators, which could... No, we've got some Terminators. Chaos Terminators, which could mean Lightning Claws to fight the knobs. There's a big stomp. Massive brawl in here. Terminators, wow, almost went down, and they still might go down. Knob squad on a rampage here. There's only one left. Warp gets it away. You need to run the other way, fella. Was warped back to the Sorcerer's location. Quick thinking there by Dragium. And they survive. Survive long enough, maybe, to get Lightning Claws, because they only come in with 3750 hit points, Chaos Terminators, which is quite low. They are slightly cheaper in terms of requisition than other Terminators, though, than the Space Marine fellas. They're 550 instead of 650, I think. Melter Bomb on the Dreadnought. These are now Paranoid Kamikazes Terminators. Knob squad still in play. Here comes Storm Boys as well. Use your choppers up nice and early. Going straight after those Terminators, and look at the damage. Bang Bang Hammer constantly buffing things as well, of course. Level 5 Warboss. They have to teleport the hell out of there. They have survived. I think it's worth... Oh, the Dreadnought's down. I think it's worth Kamikaze getting a Librarian here for Gates of Infinity. Red team looking vicious though. Have the mid, and they have a looted tank for Crewfinity. No Pain Boy. I want to see Pain Boy surgery on these guys to give them more health. Look at that. Popped up to 4620 when they got into double boss pole range there. Without the knob leader, that's nuts. And only level 2. Deadly jump from Lictor Alpha. And then turns around to get some Warboss stabbing going. Warboss siding, let's call it. So much pressure from these Warbosses. That one does go down. That was Crewfinity back to the mid. 224 to 236. constant action in this game has been freaking awesome. That's Calderis Refinery for you. I tell ya. CSM drop, but there's still some alive. Are they? They are Marco Zinch. Chaos Terminators are indeed getting lightning claws. But they'll lose those cool combi bolters they've got. But lightning claws are pretty amazing. Especially against knobs. We have more knobs up though for Gomer Pyle. Gonna have their work cut out for sure. Got a tank to deal with as well. Sorcerer's back to his feet. If they actually stayed still there, I believe both of the heroes would have got the XP for it, but they ran off before the Lictor could finish their revive animation. Need to bunch together against this Crewfinity. They might be nuke baiting themselves, but I understand the want to stack the auras. Nob Squad here just face tanking Devastators. Sluggers there. Awesome side from the Lictor Alpha though. Now he's getting kicked by a Warboss. And then jumps on the looters. Those are beamy death gun looters, look. We do have another Carnifex, and it is a Thorn back this time. So it can stand up to the knobs a lot better. But still vulnerable to that beamy death gun and the like, and tank shots, for example. These guys got a las cannon? They do have a las cannon. Haven't really seen these Chaos Terminators get stuck in with their lightning claws yet. Maybe we will soon. Got some plasma attacks here for Mike. Force Commander's doing well at level 5 as well. Tank is a bit too far forward for my liking. Always get nervous when tanks go over halfway. Keep them behind your army. Terminator's getting caught. They have their teleport. They should be okay. They're being chased though. Assault Squad with their melter bomb. They lose that melter if they become Vanguard veterans, which is a big loss. Las Cannon Havoc's trying to get shots on the tank. I think they got at least one. And that's for, is that for the Emperor? No, that's just boss pole graphics, I think. It might have been for the Emperor. Yeah, I think that's for the Emperor. I thought I heard him yell it. I think. Meanwhile, Carnifex in trouble, let's say. 2 Nob Squads. One of them has use your choppers. Carnifex charges through everything to try and get away. And here come the Chaos Terminators. What can they do here? Splash damage, power melee. But there's so much stuff. Big stomp from the Warboss. All of the buffs as well. Subjugation. Subjugated Nob Squad. What was the tank doing over here? Tank goes down. Didn't seem to do much with the subjugation there. The Sorcerer. But they have it for the future. That would be great. So they could run in the Terminators to double knobs, subjugate one of the knobs and have them fight the other. Chaos Terminators might drop a model here. Another tank on the way for Crewfinity. Another Carnifex for Adinosaurusrex. Another Dreadnought for Paranoid Kamikaze. Nob Squad Ard Boys have to run away. Still level 1 here. Land Raider Redeemer though for Mike. Look at the resources for Kamikaze. They cancelled the Dreadnought. But they haven't purchased anything else. I thought a Land Raider would be coming then. No sign of it. Are they saving for more Terminators? When the cooldown... Nope, they're getting a Dreadnought again. Back to the mid. It's swarming with red stuff. Here's the other tank from Crewfinity. It's another Nob Squad for Gomer Pyle on the way. Cyclone Missile Launcher Barrage with some disruption. Trying formation popping off in the mid. Damage as these spires, these capillary towers erupt, and you get buffs off them if you're Tyranids. Some pretty sizable buffs as well. I think you get a really big temporary buff and then a lesser constant buff from them. So it is a good idea to shoot them down if you can. Customized Stormbolt to Apothecary here, level 7, with armor of the Apothecarian and improved medical equipment. Blue team trying to stabilize the mid with numbers. Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifex is the second one. There's a Rocks though. Beamy Death Gun. Doesn't seem to be... There we go. Shoot at the Carnifexes. That was a really good Stranglethorn shot. The Rocks forced off some Marines, I guess. Thornback Carnifex in a bit of trouble, but should be able to charge away. There we go. That's what you do. Always use your charge defensively, especially in a 3v3. When there's 3 armies on your unit, potentially. Warboss getting into the back lines, level 6. Some bloodletters there. Level 4 bloodletters for Dragium. Wasn't even paying attention to these guys. Massive heal for the Apothecary. Red team get back on the mid. Blue team couldn't quite hold out there. But they gave it a good old go. They still have a VP lead as well. It's a close game. And now Mike has a Land Raider Redeemer. You can retreat back to this thing and reinforce off it. So it's a massive help in a team game because all your allies can do that. Some powerful, mostly close range weaponry, but also has that assault cannon that can shoot at long range. Nob Squad versus tank here. Chains of Torment goes up. There's Emperor's Fist. Plasma attacks weighing in with some good plasma damage. Melter Bomb and Las Cannon shots. I think they have for the Emperor on them back there. Global buff from the Force Commander. I think that was it. It's going to go down either way. 2-1 for red. Massive fight. Electroshock grubs on the looted tank there. Stranglethorn is shooting it, doing good damage. Lictor Alpha doing what they can, but they run into a level 4 assault squad that tore them up pretty quick, not to mention all the ranged damage coming in. Beamy Looters getting shots from the Carnifex. With this Land Raider here now, this could be very difficult to push against. Lightning Claw Terminators teleporting out, which I think is smart. Nob Squad coming towards them. And look at the buffs. Sacred Standard buffs, Warboss buffs, level 3 Nob Squad. Just pain. 96 to 109. Crewfinity is down to 3 units. I don't know if Blue can get around here though to get to this VP. Crewfinity wants Gomer back to the mid. They were trying to push this VP, I think. They have 2 Nob Squads, both level 1. There's 2 Carnifexes up. Lots of resources for Adinosaurusrex. Here comes another Carnifex. Was thinking maybe we'd see a Swarm Lord for the reinforcements and the awesome Blade Flurry. But it's Carnifex number 3. A Neurothroat would do some good work as well, actually. Big fight brewing. Got some advanced healing back there. Uh-oh, Rocks. That sucks for Dragium. Not a whole lot they could do about that rather than retreat. Terminators barely make it out, maybe. An Orbital as well. Look at that Orbital. Ouch. Madness. Great time to drop those nukes. Just as the blue team is starting to get on the front foot and trying to attack. There's a GG from Dragium. They have a Land Raider Phobos. Here's the 3rd Carnifex, but I don't know if they have time to make it all work. Red team had an awesome team fight build going. But blue team, I mean, look how close blue team got them. Blue team performed very well. They really did. As powerful as this was, they got them close to 100 VPs. Here comes the Phobos to maybe get some shots in before the end here, but I think the red team have this. Unless, do they have some nukes? They don't have any nukes, I don't think. The blue team. There's a Dirge Caster. Las Cannon setting up. Everything just retreats back to the Land Raider though. Nobody's interested in repairing the looted tank, eh? Sluggers are idle over here. March of the Carnifexes on the mid. They're not decapping though. Is that double Thornbacks? It is. Double Thornbacks in there. Lightning Claw Terminators are dead. They did not get away. They've got the 1-to-1. Not over yet. What a fight. That looked like friendly fire from that las cannon on the Carnifex there, actually. Double cap from blue team. What is going on? What an ending. Look at the Sorcerer up there capping. No way. No way. The blue team can pull this off. One of the biggest comebacks in history. Phobos is going to go down. They did get the triple cap, you know. There's the double again. Crewfinity's down to just a knob spot. What a push from the blue team. Apothecary's still in here with advanced healing. Still a Carnifex in play as well. Needs to target the knob squad though. Well, the 3 knob squads I should say. Oh, they're not being suppressed because of the double boss pole, I think. Look at that. It's not suppressing the knobs. Is 2 boss poles literally enough to give suppression immunity? I mean, it is receive 50% less suppression, but I didn't think it was going to be just added on to make 100%. What an awesome game. Red team did get it at the end, but fantastic fight from blue. Level 7 Lictor Alpha, he was awesome. Some really good sides in there. Level 9 Apothecary. Kamikaze always solid. Dragium, was impressed by this guy. Not a name I recognise, but it could be someone playing under a different name. Had some nice plays. Terminal Subjugation, Robes of Torment, and Lightning Claw Terminators wasn't enough to stop the knobs wrecking stuff. Level 9 Force Commander. Crewfinity, a level 9 Warboss, and a level 8 Warboss. Awesome stuff. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.